Tamitha brings you into her house. You see, from bottom to top, is the most massive library with the most amount of books you have ever seen in your life.
Oh my gosh.
Every book ever to be created seems to be in her library.
Wait, does she
Or
have.
you assume based on how many there are in her library.
But does she have these books that I have?
I don't know. Check her index. Roll 1d 10 million.
No, no, get out of here. Knowledge does not need to be preserved.
Anyway, that's what you see, and there's chandeliers going all each floor just filled with more books. And she has a small little cooking and dining area down at the very bottom, but the rest is library.
Small with quotation marks.
Dragons still shapeshift into human form, right?
Mm-hmm. It is small, even by human terms.
Oh,
It's a
well then.
small cooking area.
Well, I suppose you're well read, aren't you?
You don't see any. As soon as you say that, Tamatha seemingly disappears, and the lady walks. As you hear a magical whoosh in the air.
Hey,
Ah, yes, I
Tam-
am very well read. I have been here for many, many.
Just a couple years.
perhaps a few casual millennia.
Times 10.
Oh,
Then you're close.
very good then.
But yes, this is my house. As you can see, I have spent my entire life collecting and reading.
Goodness, you must have a book upon every subject conceivable.
Most, but books don't solve your problems mostly.
Speaking of books, Ethereal pulls out the one she has.
Are you talking about the ones about Dr. Vapor, or which ones?
Yeah, the ones about Dr. Vapor, or her work.
You have the original Dr. Vapor book.
Ah, so you
I'm
do
quite
have
interested in that.
them
In
in your
that
collection.
she looks for a second when she was about to say sheep, and then kind of takes it back. Quite interested in that person.
Person?
She's a special case.
What is she? Because there's no way the sheep should be this old.
She was originally a sheep, but she technologically changed herself? That's the best way I can describe her. It's fascinating work.
Okay.
The I'm trying to remember, like that. The sheep, was that the one we had met in Annabelle? That came to Annabelle's
Yep,
place,
the
Yep.
one that
Mhm.
you mentioned.
and also mentioned how she was the daughter of like.
Uh huh.
The,
Big bad evil guy.
okay,
Mm-hmm.
He was a
Maybe
human,
that's just kind of like. So she changed her own physiology and anatomy.
but not from being a sheep.
No.
Wait, so
So she started a sheep, and I guess she is continuing to take this form as a sheep again.
I don't suppose you know what her relation to a Mr. Rodley is?
As soon as you mention Mr. Rodley, she like gives a death glare. I don't care for the man, but they are biological father and daughter.
And well, whenever she says, "Oh," whenever she said, Tamitha says, "I don't care for Mythos," is going to kind of say, "Well, we were tasked with killing him."
Wait, was it killing him or just well, no, I suppose it'd be the same thing. Never mind. Keep fine.
I would wish you good luck. That I can't kill him, and not
I think
being rude at all.
I
You're
think
not
technically we just
right
need to
to
stop
say-
him.
Yes, he plans to wipe
Kill
out the entire
everybody.
planet, city, plants, everyone.
Knowing him, he's probably capable of it if he says he's gonna do it. That does not bode well for me or my library.
No, it doesn't.
What is it that you are outside the walls for then? Because he, if I remember, lives in.
We are going.
Supposedly he's been active out here.
He's been active out here and I didn't notice.
Well, we were told that he had a hideout out here. Whether it was active or
And
not,
had been consorting with locals. That's perhaps the more relevant part.
That would be. That would make sense. As to why the necromancers are active.
Hmm.
Necromancers?
Quite nasty plant ones.
Hmm.
Those, they were what I was chasing off from my territory.
Annabelle will stand up, will calmly turn towards her. And where are they residing presently?
They don't have a residence. They are wanderers.
Oh, that will make destroying them a little more complicated.
I would not suggest going against them at all at your current.
So not yet, but maybe
So
soon.
So we certainly can't fight them directly, but we can't exactly let them run rampant now, can we?
Well, Kemvor certainly won't allow such splites to exist, and I am all too happy to assist in his endeavors.
What did you say there? I'll say at the beginning.
Kelmvor. She basically named her deity. Basically
How
said
is he?
her eyes did a little she sort of looks at me with a smile on her face. Everything woman could dream of, everything a woman could hope for. I have not spoken to him directly, and I'm not
such a
worthy of
shame.
his
Lovely
presence,
man.
but oh yes, absolutely in every way.
Aren't his muscles? I
But,
suppose he has statues of himself around that you've seen, please.
Have you actually met him?
Oh, he lived here with me. Not here, but
Her
before
eyes
he
get
was
big.
all...
Her eyes get big, and she completely loses all sense of her demeanor, and she rushes forward. Tell me everything.
Tamitha chuckles and points you to a certain section of the library that's dedicated to pictures that Tamitha.
You know, there's a point where you just stop being surprised by things.
I suppose I shouldn't be so surprised that gods just casually move around considering the last one we talked to.
I probably shouldn't ask. It is your collection after all. It'd be
Hey,
improper
Brox,
of me
quick
to.
question.
What?
Can I do a religion check to see if Mythos, like, even though it's not his god, his deity, if he actually knows a little bit about Kalimvor himself?
Mm-hmm.
22.
You know that he, you know the same stuff that Ethereal knows, just not in as great detail and not fangirling.
Not what do I know?
I think you meant to say Annabelle.
Annabelle, yeah, sorry. Oh!
I am the silk of the party.
Anyway, you know the same stuff that Annabelle knows about him. You just don't you're not fangirling over him like Annabelle does.
so yeah, that's when Mythos kind of pipes up with, well, if my knowledge on gods and religions, if my studies remember correctly, Kalimvor was once a mortal being before ascending to godhood.
Isn't
Very
it
much
marvelous?
so.
I just can I look at them?
Be right back first.
She points you directly to her life-size portrait of Kembor before.
She just stares at it.
We have lost Annabelle to the fangirl.
Yeah, all sense of
Alright.
proper training decorum have been gone
Three-person party now.
as she meanders over towards the collection. She knows she should ask permission, but her politeness has eroded away, and now she, unless their kind host stops her, she will begin leafing through her books.
The books
and
are
looking
all
at
magically protected from damage. She doesn't stop you. Me being the creature that I am, I get to know a lot of people. She ruffles Ethereal's hair, being in human form, like Ethereal here. Took her in when she landed on the planet.
Let me see if I can find the right gif for this.
I don't want to sound important, but I suppose I was a teacher of sorts to Kambor.
Annabelle is like half aware that she said that.
He doesn't
You
come
should-
around anymore. It's sad.
Well, I would assume his duties in the realm of the dead keep him quite busy.
That's where he is. I should visit.
When she says that, she turns around and just looks at. Can you do that? Can you just casually visit the gods?
Well,
I'm not sure if you noticed, but all of this around here is my magic. I am quite powerful on my own.
Are you a goddess?
I never particularly cared about being one, but if you were to compare me to Kambor, I suppose we're about the same. In regards to magical potential and power.
Annabelle stands up, brushes herself off, and offers a much more deeply respectful bow. My sincerest apologies. I did not realize that I was speaking to a contemporary of my beloved Kilmbor.
Kambor was rather flirtatious in his younger days. He knew many people.
When you say flirtatious, a very brief thought crosses Annabelle's eyes, and then she shakes her head,
Oh no.
sort of mentally,
What have you done?
slapping herself, and then she regains her senses. Well,
Hang
I
on,
must
need
say
to make an inside check to see if I realize this.
I am deeply honored to be in the presence of. Well, you may not consider yourself a proper deity, but nevertheless, I, a mere mortal, am awed and deeply flattered to be here. Free of my.
As you are immortal, I just live longer. And that comes with certain perks as, like, learning how magic works. Also, Derp, you get a very vivid picture as to what Annabelle was thinking due to her expression
I mean,
for that brief second.
it was pretty much like, wait,
okay, so
maybe he would take a
remember
fancy.
the
Oh,
whole-
you're
me.
saying there's a chance.
Yes.
I'm just like, it's like, okay, the mental image is this. Imagine the old Spice commercials with that really muscular dude, but replace him with Kevin.
Look at killed your god. Now back to me. Now back to your god. Now back to me. Here's me.
Oh no.
That's Kemlor now. It's canon.
I mean, that is kind of the personality that I came up with him. It wasn't exactly Old Spice, but it fits.
He wasn't exactly Terry Crews, but you know.
That's a different god.
No, it's the guy before Terry Crews, the other guy, the one that does look at your neck.
I'm saying Terry Crews is a different god.
Terry Crews is just Terry Crews. He's his own god.
Yeah, the god, Terry Crews.
Oh boy, thanks for the god addition to my background.
That's his domain. That's his domain power.
We're helping.
We sure are. So Vex is going to form hands specifically to facepalm, but otherwise he will say nothing.
But all this talk
Back
of gods,
to the
all this talk
topic.
of gods, Mythos actually does pipe up with a question.
Okay, yeah.
Excuse me. Do you happen to know about great chapels being built for specific gods?
Oh yes. Those are my design.
Because we came across one inside one of the mega cities. Oh, inside the mega city.
That was there before the megacity was there, for sure.
It was
Might you
dedicated
tell
to
me for who?
the prime deity I worship, Ilmater.
Ah, he was always quiet one. Is he still so?
Yes, I actually talked to him myself.
He speaks. He was a he was a creature of very few words when he was around out here.
If I may ask, is there... after I had that experience, Lady Annabelle here did mention... Well, was kind of jealous that I got to experience something that I'm willing to bet she would dream of.
I'm not sure Kelmore isn't too busy admiring himself in the mirror to talk to his followers, if to put it lightly. Kelmore speaks a lot, but mostly about himself to himself.
So, out of curiosity, would you happen to know the locations where other temples like that were built?
I merely designed them. I did not build them, so I could not tell you. But there are a fair amount spread about the planet. You could spend the rest of your life searching and only find 3 to the sheer size of this place.
Unfortunately, the temple to Ilmater almost got desecrated.
That is quite unfortunate, but by you saying almost, I figured that it wasn't.
Well, it was the person that was trying to attack us. Everywhere they went, perpetual darkness followed.
Is this possibly the sign of the Raven, or whatever they call themselves now?
Yes. And, didn't they leave something for us?
Did they?
Because I know that the person we were fighting, we didn't kill.
I don't.
They.
Just kind of faded.
Oh wait.
Just kind of ran away.
What about
They-
a coin?
Yes, that's right. They did. They offered.
We have a calling card from them, basically.
Yeah. I can't remember if Annabelle or if Mythos has it.
I think Annabelle has it because I don't have it on my sheet.
Well,
Yeah, I
that
think.
girl has a coin of the raven and a coin of fire, which is proximate.
Yeah, I believe that is the case. Annabelle, who's been half paying attention upon hearing something about the Raven folks, she suddenly perked up. What? What? Oh, uh, this. She holds up the coin.
Tamitha holds her palm out, expecting you to drop it in so she can examine it.
She will do so.
They willingly gave you one of these.
I believe.
Said we amused him.
And you're still alive. You amused him and.
Well, maybe that's why we're still alive.
His amusement is usually the death of everyone around him, including his own followers.
Well, that did happen, so.
This coin smells of fire. Was fire used?
Ethereal looks over at Annabelle.
Vex is just gonna make a low grumbling noise.
Yes.
Yes.
Fire spell went a little awry.
That's a good way to put it.
Oh, I thought you were perhaps referring to this. You will produce the token from Broxnar.
That is a token I have not seen in a very long time. Did you kill the creature who owns this?
No, he offered it and said that should we need his help, we need simply to, I believe, throw it on the ground.
I'm pretty sure he was another one of those ones that we were nowhere near prepared to fight.
He resides
Yeah, he
in-
called himself Broxnar.
Why
He
would
seemed
you choose to
amiable.
live in the city?
Perhaps
Vex
the
is
city,
gonna make some kind of shrugging motion.
perhaps the city grew around him.
You talked to him.
Yes, he seemed perfectly amiable and
Reasonable enough if you don't do anything that would piss him off.
You
Oh, I would-
are a lucky party. Talking to a creature such as Broxnar and surviving an encounter with the head of the Pact of the Raven.
Yeah, I talked to Broxnar pretty much on a daily occasion. We play a game together.
That's you.
Minus comedy point for you.
There it is.
You
The-
have fate on
What?
your side.
Say again?
You have fate on your side. She hands the 2 coins back, and she looks at Broxnar's coin, almost lost, but she does hand it back.
Can I roll an insight, just out of curiosity?
Could.
See if there's some, say, okay, this +7.
Dang it. I have to pass by 1.
Nice.
You sense there are past relations and feelings there between Brox and whatever and Tamitha. You don't know what they are, but you do know that she seems sad that Broxnar isn't here.
May I be so bold as to inquire what your prior relationship was?
Do not believe you may.
She nods politely. Then I shall press no further.
No, Tamitha and Brox aren't shipped.
Not yet.
Not ever. The players cannot change that.
Hold on, let me load up a Word document.
Oh no! Oh, I don't know how many
Outside, we
brownie
got the
points you're
second
gonna lose for this.
Valentine's Day special.
Oh boy,
Brox, how many brownie points can I lose at once?
all of them.
The
Mother.
scale hasn't been invented yet.
Mother, I
Anyways.
demand to know the truth.
Anyways, upon putting it away, she just says, that said, yes, we have all come out here for a reason. And you said you'd be interested in trying some tea.
Might you tell me whereabouts this location is that you were guided to that is supposedly Rodley's workspace?
Well, we were only given a very, very vague
We
reference.
don't have a specific location.
One is better than none. I might be able to help you if you tell me vaguely.
Well, Mythos is gonna explain that vague location they were given. I don't remember it myself,
I
actually.
remember it just being like a direction is the thing. I don't even remember it really being like around here.
Wasn't it like past the desert or something, like in a desert?
Maybe.
Well,
Actually, let me check. I'll write these things down.
so about the location. It's in the
I just have notes about undead.
it's in the middle of the territory of the Ariana.
The Arania. He made
Arania.
it in the middle of the Arania territory.
Yes.
The fool.
Are you ready to meet Neek?
Middle of the Arania. Timothy is like facepalming harder than you've ever seen facepalm.
And now we need to figure out if we have the worst luck or the best for having survived all this.
Whoa.
Timothy is whispering to himself about somebody willingly putting something in the middle of in the middle of the Arania territory.
I mean, we could ask the question how Rodley got there in the first place.
Well, Rodney can and will do whatever he wants. If you compare my power to his, in a fight, I'd say he'd win. That is why he's still around doing the thing. All the city is his creation. He came here with it.
So
Much to the chagrin of many creatures on this planet.
so casting gun won't work.
He'll probably do it better than you do.
Annabelle,
Be like, we'll defeat him with the power of friendship and this gun I found.
quick side note, Brock, did you get my question?
Yes. I see it now. For what would you need my kitchen?
Oh, to prepare some tea.
Oh, sure. Do you
Oh.
need to give you some leaves?
Mythos pops up. No, Mythos pops up. I actually have some. And
Yes.
And I can make everyone a fine brioche. It's my favorite food.
What's a brioche?
And
It's a sweet bread.
Ah, okay. Oh, well,
You may use my kitchen to make your tea soup.
so, as she starts preparing the tea, so this territory that Mr. Rodley has placed himself within, do we have terrible luck in that we need to go there, or are we in good luck? In other words, are we marching to our death, or what shall we find friendly people there?
Depends on your opinion of spiders and their ability to shapeshift.
Well, at this point we have a shape-shifting box, so the shape-shifting part doesn't surprise me.
I can shapeshift too.
I assure you these spiders are more capable than even the mimic at shapeshifting.
Well, are they
But-
are they inherently hostile?
If they are hungry, they are hostile to anything, including me,
How often are they hungry?
all the time.
Naturally.
Is it possible to sate their hunger for a period of time?
They do occasionally enjoy when I drop welcome. Don't worry, I only sacrificed the necromancer.
Don't worry,
So-
we call up the YouTube giants of old. We get epic mealtime on the case.
So, it's
Ah, yes,
possible.
the gods of food.
So it would. So is it theoretically possible to, at least temporarily placate them, if provided sufficient food?
It depends on who you meet.
Hmm.
They are highly intelligent, but are more often than not ruled by those that aren't are very dangerous.
So then it's simply a matter of, if we're lucky, we'll encounter those who can be sensible, and if we are not, we shall encounter nothing but hungry predators. Well,
I don't suppose there's any way we can skew those odds in our favor.
Give me 1 second.
honestly, I know I want to make a joke regarding the dragon on rocks, but I think it might be a step too far.
I think you have enough negative brownie points already.
Must gather more.
It's a joke that I don't think I should be making. Period. The end. Like.
You know,
Can't
I'm
think-
gonna call it
Intriguing.
now. I'm gonna call it now. Okay, we're playing through this campaign. OC might have the lowest number of brownie points, but I'm calling it now. Whenever we end the campaign, OC's gonna have the most.
How do you figure? Because that's not the
Mark,
direction.
I don't know how.
That's
I
not
don't
the
know
direction
why.
the trend is going.
I don't know how. But
And I
just
don't
mark
see
my
why
words.
OC. And I don't see why OC would try to change that direction at this point.
So yeah, ethereal. There's the answer.
Okay. So, I happen to know of a... How do you pronounce this again?
Aurania.
Arania? I happen to know of Arania and met one before.
Are you missing a limb? Are you hiding the fact that you're missing a limb from me?
No?
You've met one and you're not missing a limb.
Yes? I've-
Fate is truly on your side.
I've been through their territory once before.
Actually, I'm pretty sure Fate is in an abusive relationship with us at this point.
Tamatha looks kind of shocked that you've went through the territory before.
Yeah, it seems that we have a very capable guide indeed.
I don't suppose you'd know the name of helped you.
Yes, I do know her name because she is part of the faction I'm
She.
in. She.
Oh boy, I think I know who.
Oh, gee, she
Jeez.
sounds pretty neat.
Oh no.
Sounds pretty unique. Am I right?
Hey, yeah, yeah.
Heyo.
Her name's Neek. Are we all gonna die now?
Neat.
I can't
met
escape.
Neek.
I can't escape, is what I'm learning.
You've met Neek, the Spider Queen, and you're not
Wait,
dead.
she's the Spider Queen?
Only in another life.
Excuse me?
No, that's accurate.
I had hoped to avoid that entirely.
Chosen by the spider god.
At this point, Tamatha's just repeatedly at all the information you're dropping on her.
Oh no, it gets better. Mr. Rodley wasn't the only one in this territory.
Are you going to tell me that someone else was stupid enough to build in the Urania territory?
So remember our bard friend Trinity.
Trinity is out here too. She's not
So-
dead yet.
So, I don't drink tea. So, to those who do, what particular drink of tea would you recommend for someone who's going through a severe headache?
Oh, hold on, let me look that up. I used to know this and then I don't.
When you mention Trinity, Tamatha's expression is, wait, she's not dead yet? Why?
Peppermint tea or ginger tea.
Well then, she She'll ask Mythos if he happens to have any peppermint tea on him.
Also, chamomile is good for headaches.
Oh, chamomile. Let's go with that one.
Tamitha looks at Ethereal.
Yes.
That troublesome bard is still around.
Yes.
And I'm assuming she's doing quite well.
Yes, she is.
How many people has she coerced to follow her?
More than can be easily counted.
Do you want me to answer this question?
Not really.
Then I won't.
It's like that box. It's better if you don't know.
Tamitha has found a pillar in her building, face banging on it.
Oh no.
Annabelle will make sure that the tea has slightly extra strength.
I would like to try and give her like a comforting shoulder pat because I know that feeling.
Yes.
Tamitha accepts your shoulder pat
Trinity.
and looks very worried for your contact with Trinity and your future contact with Neek.
After overhearing all of that, Mythos is going to turn to Annabelle and say, "So what do you say we make an extra strong batch for the two of us?"
I think that's prudent.
Oh, you should try her alcohol.
No, that is an incorrect statement.
Mythos, you hear Mythos' voice
That
going
is,
in the back.
that is factually
Never again.
that is factually incorrect.
You have to sign a.
You had to sign a waiver to drink that. No.
She still sells that.
Selectively.
At least she's smart and selectively selling it, unlike what happened a while ago.
How many people did she end up killing?
Yeah, what's
Do
her
you
body
need
count
to
now?
know?
No.
At this point, I might as well go all the way.
Well, she threw a party, and 3 people left alive, and you know how big her party is.
I
Oh.
understand.
She did fix it by resurrecting all of them, but the point still stands.
You can't just do that.
So
She
the
is
body
a
count. So the
Robert.
body count is low, but the kill count is high. Understood.
She is a very troublesome bard who is almost too happy too much of the time.
She's very
I will-
efficient.
I will take troublesome, but pointed in vaguely the direction I'd like over most of the other things I'm dealing with right now.
If I were to compare her to Oik, she's the polar opposite. She is very much all good intending, but not ending.
Good intending, bad results. Well, at least she seems to be fairly sensible these days.
I
Sounds
am
like a
proud of
marked
her for giving a waiver these days.
Sounds like a marked improvement.
Her
over what
face
she used to be.
immediately snaps to Ethereal. Wait! Did you drink her alcohol?
The silence is canon.
Ethereal.
You know what? I'm going to say the laughter is canon too.
At this point, we'll
There's
have her
an
own-
insight check being made against you, Ethereal. And that's 20, yeah.
Did I miss? Next thing you know, I come back and there's just massive laughter.
Tamitha walks over to you and slaps you in the face, Ethereal, and kind of yells at you a bit. And I thought you were responsible!
Madam, she taps her on the shoulder.
What?
Your tea is ready.
My tea soup is ready. Okay.
Yes, she hands
How
her.
do I consume this?
You
You
drink
simply
it,
take small sips.
Small sips.
just like Trinity's alcohol.
Ethereal, you're in the air and magically being shook around.
Worth it.
I have prepared a batch of chamomile tea. It often helps to relieve headache.
Oh, I have many headaches right now, all simultaneous. You are both the luckiest and most troublesome bunch on this planet, I assume.
Galarian, I'm getting a lot of background noise from you.
Sorry.
Well, is do you happen to enjoy the tea?
She takes her first sip and her eyes light up. I shall make this tea soup for myself.
Oh, I'd be happy to show you how.
She writes down the recipe that you just did from tasting it.
Yeah, so oftentimes when I'm entertaining guests, I'll prepare a cup of tea and we sit down and discuss matters that we are both physically and mentally relaxed and able to either enjoy one another's company or able to attend the matter seriously with full cognitive abilities.
Quick checkup here. Can we go for longer or should we end here?
I feel like I should stop here.
Yeah.
It's a work night.
Tamatha will finish off her tea, and then I'll lead you into a map room so she can finally get down to business, and we'll pick up in the map room.
Let's get
Sounds
down
good.
to business.
For half a
Good.
second, I thought you said Tamitha's gonna finally finish off Ethereal.
Finish her.
On a side note, now that session's over, I'm really bummed because I actually wanted to have Raven spill the beans about what the heck is going on. But then the dad's like, another day. I was like, okay.
Wait, is session over? Should I have stopped?
Session
the recording?
just ended, yeah.